Let's do it. So thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What I'm going to do is I might get Paul, I might get you to make a note of all the names that are on the screen here,
Sure.
so that I can get on with running the meeting. So if you can just take all of these names down. Someone's joining by their telephone. Can you just say who you are, not you, Robert?
Sure. That's Glenn. This is Robert.
That's Glenn Klotowski. Yeah, and everyone else has their name, and then we'll pass that around the room. Cool. So we're restarting the meeting, Glenn, you were the chair for the first half of the meeting, but you've asked me, you've asked to not be doing it this time round. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm in the back of the car, so it's not ideal.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm happy to play the role of chair if there's no objections to that. Cool. Okay. So where did we get to? In the first part of the meeting, and there's the meeting is online on YouTube, and the links are here, and we'll send that around. We did introductions. We did a chairperson's address. We did a secretary's report, and we allowed time to do questions from members. And so what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be presenting and discussing or accepting the annual financial report. There's a director's solvency resolution. We'll be talking about dividends. We're going to give we're going to talk about have a discussion about the election of the board. And we'll take questions from members if there are any remaining questions, but I'm anticipating that won't be anywhere near as big as last week. And then we'll close the meeting. So again, it's going to be pretty quick. So I circulated the annual financial report. Does anybody have any questions or want to raise any concerns about that report? It has been passed by it has been accepted by the board of directors.
I'm quite happy with the report as it is, but I'd like to have a conversation after the general meeting about improving the accounting format and the annual reporting in the future. You know, at some later date. But at this stage, I'd like to just go and say okay to it.
Okay, thanks, Robert. And look, you're a member of the board, and I think that's definitely a discussion. Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Again, you're also a member of the board, so we'll be having those discussions about how we can improve things into the future. Has anybody else got any other comments or questions?
No.
Someone's just joined us. Can you just let us know so we can take a record of your name?
It's Monica Richter here.
Hi, Monica. Thanks. Luke, you've raised your hand. I don't even know how you do that in Zoom. Well done.
Now I'm just going to work out how to speak. Look, I was just going to check how that report was circulated.
Yeah. Did you not receive it?
I'm not quite sure whether I don't know. Actually, maybe I didn't.
It was sent
But
by.
did everybody else receive it? I'm happy to treat myself as an exception.
It was sent via email using MailChimp this morning, so you should have received two emails this morning.
I do have it. Sorry, I do have it. Ignore my question. Thank you.
Okay.
The only comment I'd raise is that even you said that it's been accepted by the board. It isn't a signed copy yet. So is there going to be a signed copy stored somewhere?
We can arrange that. Yeah.
Yeah. In my experience, all of these types of statements do need to have a signed or be passed by a resolution of the board, which is noted in the statements themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody signs on the part.
That's easy for us to do. So Glenn, you and I can organise that.
No problem with that.
Okay. All right, if there aren't any further comments or questions, does someone want to propose that we accept them, and does anybody want to second that?
I'll second it.
No, do you want to propose it?
Sorry, I misheard you there. I'm happy to propose.
Okay, that's Glenn. Nigel prepared it.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
second.
And
Yeah.
I'm not actually a member either, so.
Okay.
Any dissent? Otherwise, we'll take it as passed. Awesome, thank you. All right, the next order of business is Director's Solvency Resolution. So, I haven't circulated this, but it's a very straightforward document, and we do have a signed copy. So I'll just explain to you what it is that I've got here. It is a document that says, in accordance with Rule 33 of the Pingala rules, the board of the cooperative hereby resolve that the cooperative is solvent. We have reasonable grounds to believe that the Pingala Co-operative will be able to pay its debts as and when they become due and payable, and that's signed by the chair of the board, Glenn Kotowski, dated today, actually. Thanks for doing that, Glenn. So that's the document, and I'm unclear if we need to formally accept it. It certainly needs to be presented, and I think we've just done that.
Yeah.
Shall we go through the motions?
I'll propose that we accept it.
Yeah, so that's, we'll call that David Eckstein, and was that you, Glenn? Oh, no, it wouldn't be Glenn.
Not Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not you, Glenn. Got your signature on it. Someone who's not a director?
I'll second.
Thanks, Paul. No dissent?
No.
All right, we'll call that one passed. Earlier today, we also took advice from the finance team and we talked about dividend payments. And as you probably will have seen in the financial report, the first year of operation of the co-op has been a year of really good financial performance. We had projected costs, mainly the cost of managing the financial affairs, so accountants and bookkeepers and so forth, and we've managed to recruit some pretty talented bookkeepers who've been doing it for us. So that was our main cost, and it just hasn't been realised. So we've massively overperformed. The disclosure statement says that the directors should aim for delivering a 5 to 8% dividend payment. And while we're in a position to offer more than 5%, we feel that in the first year of operation, it's sensible to pay out a 5% payment, and to, you know, we're still in startup mode, things are uncertain, and so we'll be contacting all of the shareholders soon to talk about making sure your banking details are up to date, and we'll be paying you the first dividend payment. So that's pretty awesome. Yay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
There were no servicing costs at all for the plant, for the equipment, the infrastructure?
No. Yeah.
Great.
There's a contingency for that put aside already in the account, so that's already been put away as a contingency for future payments.
Yeah, so that's something like $8 a
$8 a
kilowatt.
kilowatt hour is what we're working on.
Kilowatt, yeah.
A kilowatt, yeah.
Yeah, per year.
I've lost.
No, capacity. So, yeah, it's a 30 kilowatt array, so multiply that by 8. That's how much we're collecting each year for basically cleaning. Yeah.
And inverters will be covered by a 5 or 10 year warranty.
10-year warranty, and yes, that's the timeline that we own the equipment. So, yeah. Cool. Any other questions?
No.
All right. We're going to sit down because most of it's just discussion from here on. So the Inception board were recruited on the basis of 3-year terms. So we're now at 1 year, and we've got 2 years to go as the board. So there's no election. There's no election of board members this year. There might not be one next year, but I actually wonder if we might, at the AGM next year, bring a change in the rules through a special resolution. And make it possible for the members to exercise the power that they have a little bit more frequently once every 3 years. It's one of the few things that members can do, and it makes sense to myself and the rest of the board members who I've spoken to individually about this, that be the case.
Provided we can get a quorum.
Yeah, but we're likely to have several projects happening before the next AGM,
But,
a much larger membership base.
Yeah.
I think we should be confident that the quorum problem this year is a once-off problem. Yeah.
And can you remind us just the board currently consists of, just as a formality?
Sure, yeah. So it's Glenn Klitovsky is currently the chair, Robert Rosen, Jackie Fetchett, Beatrice Ludwig, who have I forgotten? Myself, and Elizabeth McNamara. Have I forgotten someone there? Glenn? John McKinnon has just resigned from the board, so we have a board of 6 people. Yeah. And we're not planning on recruiting another person. We don't see that as being necessary. We have to have a minimum of 5.
right.
Yeah.
That was my next question.
Yeah, sure. It's a bit weird, it just says at least 5,
Yeah.
which means we could probably have 30 if we wanted to. Can't imagine we'd want to.
No.
So, watch this space. Next year we will be doing a special resolution to change the rules and giving members that right to vote in board members. Are there any questions about anything? We had a big Q&A session last week. It's an important part of an AGM that the members are given adequate time to ask questions and have answers.
Actually, I might ask a question.
Good on you, Luke.
This is a little out of order. This is after the financial report, and I don't know how to read these things. I'm just interested to know where does it show the services that the association provides to the cooperative? Where is that reflected in the expenses?
I might ask you to answer this one, Nigel, if you would.
Okay,
Yeah.
So at the moment there is a services agreement between the association and the cooperative, but at the moment the Young Henrys, there's room within the services agreement to negotiate that each project, and the negotiation has been that there will be no services paid for from the Young Henrys project. Instead, there is a loan from the association to the co-op, and that provides the association with some income, and that was sufficient. We didn't need any more. The association, didn't need any more, so we didn't ask for a services fee for the Young Henrys project.
And so that would appear on the balance sheet under
There's
liabilities.
So there's a liability for interest payments, and then in the non-current liabilities, there's the full amount of the loan. And there's a services agreement with a payment schedule. The first couple of years is interest free, and then there's an interest, and then there'll be a principal. Sorry, first couple of years is interest only, and then there'll be a principal payment after 3 or 4 years.
Cool. To answer your question, Luke?
Okay, so the intercompany loan is from the association
Yeah.
to the cooperative. That's what that is on the balance sheet, and then the interest expense for June 17 on the operating expense is how that comes back.
Yeah.
To the okay, makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
correct. It was, I'll just elaborate on that. It was always the intention that when we received the grant from the City of Sydney, when we applied for it, it was always the intention that we were somewhat cheekily asking for some funds to pay for solar equipment. They approved it, and the rationale was that with just a 30 kilowatt project, it was going to be difficult to make the business model stack up. And so by allowing us to own some of the first project, we were creating an independent stream of revenue that allows us to bootstrap ourselves from just a small project to begin with. And so that's what that intercompany loan is. It's a representation of the association's ownership, temporarily, albeit, of the solar asset. Yeah.
And the idea is that the association also needs a bit of an income stream, and that it sort of it ticks a couple of boxes, which is how we came to that arrangement.
Cool.
Great, understood.
Thanks, Luke.
So I have a question. It relates to the terminology we use. So we have a Pingala Association, we have a Pingala Co-op AGM. Every member of the co-op is a shareholder, is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
I'm just conscious that going forward with an expanded projects, etc., a growing base, obviously most of us probably love the term co-op because cooperative approach is what we're about. But I can see, even I was a little, had to do a double take about association co-op, which one am I? And I just want to pose the question that going forward, co-op, open brackets, shareholders, close brackets, I don't know, but I just suspect that people might, people who have signed up members may just have that blurring in their head. So I'm not looking for a solution today, but flagging that, the terminology, you know, sometimes you just have to stick with the formality of the business world sometimes for it to be really clear, this is a shareholders meeting. Now, I just pose that, and I don't have a huge agenda, but I flag it to you that that I could easily read Pingala Co-op AGM as being open to anyone who wants to come along today because it's a co-op. I know that's not the case, but something to food for thought.
I mean, in standard business parlance, an AGM is a meeting of the shareholders of a body or corporation. So, as soon as you phrase it in that way, it is what it is. But I guess in terms of people who maybe are not that literate in corporate law, etc., you might want to...
So why wouldn't we call it the Pingala AGM? Because the association is a subsector, and the association members would probably more heavily engaged and would always know that they were that's their meeting, even though we did it back to back or have done this time. I just pose it.
No, I think
people will misread the term co-op,
and
they won't read the formality into it that occasionally you need. Food for thought, no answer required.
No, it's a really helpful comment, I think. People are getting confused. So it's something that we deal with a lot, not in a shareholder context, but just describing the structure. And so this doesn't help your problem that you're raising, but the problem that you're raising. But it does at least demonstrate that we're thinking about ways of doing this. So more recently, we've started talking about the Pingala Association, the non-profit, the not-for-profit arm of Pingala, and the Pingala Co-operative, the for-profit arm.
That clarifies things for me almost straight away.
Well, yeah, it would if you understand that for-profit means you've got shareholders, and I'm not sure that every single person out there will immediately make that leap. So, no, Luke's had his hand up the whole time. He's one of those, you know, kids in the room who's always attention seeking. Did you have a question, Luke?
Sorry, I only just worked out how to put my hand down. While I've got the floor, just to get I had the same question, same slight confusion, but more from the other end. So I understood myself as a member shareholder of the co-op, but didn't know until the invites went up for last week's AGM, the association. But it's listed as a separate entity. So while that structure is kind of clear in the minds of those who are taking part, kind of day to day, it's probably worth spelling out with an extra appended word here or there. Probably into something start getting the feel for.
Cool, thank you. So, any other questions? Otherwise, we will bring the meeting to a close. And if anybody's interested, I've got some questions for you, but we'll do that after the meeting's formally reached a conclusion. Nothing? Great. All right, well, that's the AGM done. Well done, everyone.